It all begins when Ahsoka meets Anakin and Obi-Wan for the first time after she left the Order. Ahsoka and Bo-Katan pledge their loyalty to the Jedi, and Obi-Wan goes to inform the Council and ask what should be done. Ahsoka is inspecting the 501st Troops with their new helmet design when Obi-Wan rushes in, telling them that Coruscant has been attacked. In this story, the Council sends Obi-Wan along with Mace Windu to confront Dooku and Grievous, while Anakin and Ahsoka are given approval to lead the Mandalore campaign with the 501st Legion and Bo-Katan. The Siege of Mandalore begins with all Republic forces deployed. The full 501st Legion gives the Republic a significant advantage, and the Mandalorians struggle to defend themselves. They retreat to the underworld, and Republic forces pursue them with several clone platoons, but they become separated in the tunnels. The dying screams of clones echo everywhere, and both Anakin and Ahsoka realize they have fallen into Maul's trap. The Mandalorians attack from all sides, surrounding Anakin and Ahsoka. Both ignite their lightsabers and prepare as they hear the metallic steps of Darth Maul approaching. The Mandalorians part to make way for their leader, and Maul taunts them, revealing that everything has been part of his plan. He explains that he was discarded by his master, Sidious, but now he will have his revenge. When Anakin demands to know what Sidious wants from him, Maul reveals the truth. Anakin has been groomed to become Sidious's new apprentice after Dooku's death. Anakin asks if Maul knows Sidious's identity, to which Maul replies that Sidious is none other than Chancellor Palpatine. The revelation shocks both Jedi, but they have no time to process it as Maul orders an attack. A squad of Mandalorians opens fire on them. Despite their combined skills, the barrage is too intense to deflect, and they take cover behind a wall. Maul ignites his double-bladed lightsaber and charges at Anakin with the intent to kill him. A Mandalorian continues firing at Anakin, forcing him to retreat. Maul gains the upper hand, and just as he is about to deliver the final blow, Ahsoka intervenes, using the Force to push him away. The duel that follows showcases Ahsoka's growth as a warrior. She and Anakin, despite the latter's injuries, blend their fighting styles perfectly. Ahsoka's agility complements Anakin's power, and together they overpower Maul's defenses. Ahsoka finds an opening and severs one of Maul's mechanical legs, while Anakin strikes him unconscious. The clones secure the prisoner as the Mandalorians loyal to him either retreat or surrender. During the journey back to Coruscant, Maul requests to speak with Anakin and Ahsoka. The Jedi, though cautious, agree to hear him out in his containment cell. The former Sith Lord is visibly shaken, his yellow eyes glowing with a mix of fear and desperation. He frantically speaks about Palpatine's plans, revealing details about something called Order 66, a secret protocol implanted in the clones that will turn them against the Jedi. He vividly describes the fall of the Jedi Order, the rise of the Empire, and Anakin's transformation into something monstrous. As Maul speaks, Ahsoka begins experiencing visions through the Force. She sees terrible images: the Jedi Temple in flames, younglings being slaughtered, clones executing their Jedi generals, and a dark figure with mechanical breathing spreading terror across the galaxy. The pain of these visions is so intense that Ahsoka collapses, clutching her head. Anakin, concerned, holds her as she recovers from the impact of the visions. Outside the cell, Ahsoka, still trembling, tells Anakin everything she has seen. The visions confirm every word Maul has said and add a terrible weight to his warnings. The urgency to communicate this to the Council becomes absolute. As Anakin listens to Ahsoka, he begins to reevaluate every past interaction with Palpatine. He recalls the subtle manipulations, the carefully chosen words about power and the dark side, the moments when Palpatine seemed to know too much about the Force. But now he also sees something else: how every conversation, every piece of advice, every moment of mentorship was designed to lead him gradually toward the dark side. Ahsoka's visions reveal the culminating and terrible fate that Palpatine has planned for him. Upon arriving at Coruscant, they find that Obi-Wan and Mace Windu have succeeded in their mission. Dooku and Grievous have been eliminated, and the Chancellor has been rescued. The Masters are discussing the apparent end of the war when they see Anakin and Ahsoka enter with Maul in chains. Before the council, Maul, now calmer but no less urgent, reveals everything: Palpatine's identity as Sidious, his control over both sides of the war, his plans for Anakin, and the existence of Order 66. Ahsoka shares her visions, and the horror of what could happen if they do not act immediately becomes clear. The council, faced with this avalanche of revelations and the testimony of Force visions, decides they must act without delay. All the Masters present on Coruscant, including Yoda, Mace Windu, Kit Fisto, Obi-Wan, and several others, head to Palpatine's office. The Chancellor senses their approach and knows he has been discovered. He attempts to escape through a side door, but the Jedi seal all exits. What follows is a brutal demonstration of the power of the dark side. Palpatine reveals his true nature, his eyes turning yellow as he ignites two red lightsabers. In a flash of movement, two of the Masters fall. The remaining Masters regroup and counterattack. Mace Windu confronts Sidious directly while Yoda attacks from another angle. The battle is fierce but brief. The combined power of the Jedi's most powerful Masters proves too much even for the Dark Lord of the Sith. Obi-Wan finds an opening and delivers the final blow, leaving Sidious dead. The silence following Sidious's fall is profound, almost sacred. The surviving Jedi Masters exchange glances filled with emotion. Their eyes reflect not only the relief of victory, but also the weight of all they have lost along the way. When Mace Windu and Yoda address the Senate, their voices resonate with the gravity of the moment. They recount the events: Maul's capture, the dark revelations, the final battle against Palpatine, and speak of sacrifice, betrayal, and redemption. Bail Organa's election as Chancellor marks the beginning of a new era, but what happens next in the Jedi Council chambers truly changes the course of history. Anakin, his heart pounding, finally reveals his deepest secret: his marriage to Padme and the children on the way. The silence that follows his confession is deafening, each second feeling like an eternity. The disappointment is visible on the faces of the council, but there is something else: understanding. They have seen Anakin choose the light when the darkness tempted him most strongly. They have witnessed his loyalty when it mattered most. Mace Windu, with a solemnity that gives his words more weight, announces that Anakin will not only remain in the Order, but will also be granted the rank of Master, a decision they had already planned. Tears shine in Anakin's eyes. Everything he has fought for, everything he feared losing, is now safe. Weeks later, the cries of two babies break the silence of Coruscant's night. Luke and Leia Skywalker are born into a world very different from what it could have been. A world where their father can hold them openly, where their mother can be both a leader and a mother without hiding. The hospital room is filled with love and hope as Ahsoka arrives to meet the twins. Her eyes meet Anakin's, and in that moment, something changes. Anakin's invitation for her to return to the Order is not just a request, it is a promise that things will be different this time. Time passes, and weekly dinners at the Skywalker household become sacred. Obi-Wan, who once feared Anakin's attachments would lead him to darkness, now watches with pride as that same love anchors him firmly in the light. Ahsoka, no longer a Padawan, but a Jedi Knight in her own right, finds joy in being part of this unconventional family. The twins' laughter fills the house as she teaches them Force tricks, her eyes shining with the same light they held when she was Anakin's Padawan. When the time comes for Luke and Leia to enter the Jedi Academy, Anakin feels a familiar fear creeping into his heart. But Padme, with the wisdom that has always guided him, takes his hand and reminds him that this is a new path, one they are forging together. The twins not only carry the legacy of the Force, but also something their father never had: a complete family supporting them, a Jedi Order that has learned to balance duty with love, and a future free from the shadows that once threatened to consume everything. As Anakin watches his children take their first steps on the Jedi path, with Padme by his side, Obi-Wan offering guidance, and Ahsoka sharing her experience, he feels a peace he never thought possible. This world, this life, seems too perfect to be real, and perhaps it is. But as he watches Luke practice with his first training lightsaber, and Leia displaying the same determination her mother shows in the Senate, Anakin knows this is real. This is the life he was always meant to have, not as the chosen one bringing balance to the Force through sacrifice and pain, but as the man who found balance through love and truth.